Hi. I have tried to start this video so many times and I just keep talking myself in circles. I almost don't even know what I'm doing, what I'm filming, but it really feels like I need to film something. I have been a little bit MIA. Last week I didn't film any videos or post anything on here, and that's because I did go through something last week that I obviously decided to take some time off to just kind of deal with it, and that thing was the passing of my dog, Oliver. This wasn't unexpected, but it also wasn't expected. It kind of happened very quickly. And so I didn't have really any time to kind of mentally prepare myself for losing him. Don't cry. It's so cheesy. Don't cry. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. I mean, even if you do have the chance to mentally prepare for something like that, it's still incredibly difficult and there's really no way around it. But because it was so unexpected, it really threw me through such a loop. And I didn't really know if I wanted to talk about this on my channel. It kind of feels odd too in some ways, but in other ways it also feels very cathartic to be able to express myself and talk to you guys about how I'm feeling. I know that grief is a universal feeling. Everybody goes through it at some point in their lives. It is inevitable. I'm lucky enough in my life that I haven't really experienced that much grief, but I have experienced grief when it does come to pets, and losing a pet is so hard. It's just hard not to cry about this, obviously. Just to know that, you know, if you are experiencing grief, that my heart is really with you because I'm right there alongside you. And it just sucks, man. It really sucks because there's truly no way around it. You just have to go through it. Oliver is really one of the lights of my life. He was my best friend. He was a family member. He meant so much to me, my entire family. I basically helped raise Oliver, and when I moved out, one of the hardest things was being away from him, and going to see him was always the highlight of my day. Whenever I was having a bad day especially, he was like the first thing that would pop up in my mind, be like, okay, gotta go see Oliver because he's gonna make me feel better. So just adjusting to not having him there is so weird. There's just so many things that I'm going to miss, you know? There was so much love for Oliver. Somebody actually had said to me, actually a couple people said this to me, and it really resonated, that grief is just love that has nowhere to go. And I also just wanted to thank you guys for all of the messages that you've sent me. I did post about his passing on Instagram. I did like a little tribute to him, and I got thousands of messages. I'm not even exaggerating. And every single one was sweeter than the next. When it was that fresh, like I almost could even read them without bursting into tears. But I just wanted to thank you guys for reaching out to me and showing your love to me in that way, because it really just meant so much. And I know that Oliver meant something to you guys too, and he will absolutely be just so missed on my channel, on my Instagram stories, opening up the makeup boxes. I honestly don't really know what to do with myself so much. You know, it's weird because even though you may go through something that feels so life-changing and it really shakes up your core, life just continues and life goes on and it doesn't pause. And so you kind of have to learn how to handle life while you are going through these really heavy feelings. What makes me feel better, even though in a lot of ways I just want to stay in bed and cry, is working and filming and talking to you guys and playing with makeup. It is a type of therapy for me. It really is. I mean, there's been many times over my career where I've gone through really hard shit and I've turned to YouTube and to makeup to make me feel better and to just kind of forget about life for half a second. I think that that's a really beautiful thing, and I really want to kind of just do that today. Of course, I wanted to update you guys on what was going on and just kind of give you this unfortunately sad news. But I also wanted to create like this safe space for myself as well as for anybody really who is feeling just like blah and who just wants 15-20 minutes to themselves just to hang out, chill, play with some makeup, forget about everything else. So This video is definitely dedicated to Ollie. Let's just all collectively take a deep breath together. Okay, let's get into it. Over the last week, I haven't really been wearing much makeup, but prior to that, I have been kind of on this very specific routine that I've been really enjoying for day to day. It's very, very light, really great for the new hot weather because there's not a lot going on the base. And I found a new SPF that I'm very into for this specific type of look. It kind of pulls everything together. So the first product that I'm going to use is this SPF. This is the Nude Sticks Nude Screen Daily Mineral Veil SPF 30. Kind of reminds me of the Drunk Elephant Debronzy, but this has SPF and the Debronzy is more of just like a tinted product. So this is in the warm tint and I really like this because it gives me an instant tan. It just adds a really nice boost of warmth to my face. I really try not to tan my face very much. I wear SPF every single day, so a lot of times my body will get a little bit more tan than my face. This is a really nice way to kind of boost the bronziness on the face when you don't want to go in with a full-on foundation and you still want to go pretty like makeup free. This is like perfect because it's your SPF, but it's also giving you that nice bronzy glow. So I'm going to put about 1.5 pumps on my face. And it looks really scary when you first start to apply it and blend into the skin, but you really just gotta massage it in really well. And of course, I also go down my neck. It also feels really nice and hydrating too. I definitely have a moisturizer on underneath. It doesn't replace my moisturizer, but it does feel pretty hydrating, which I like. It looks really crazy. It's mainly because my face just got really red after, you know, blending it. But once it kind of settles, it just obviously gives you that nice hint of bronze. So then I like to go in with a concealer and I like to cover up just key parts of my face that I want just a little bit of coverage on. So I have been really enjoying the new Say concealer. This is called the Hydra Beam and this is a very, very hydrating concealer. One word that I would use to describe this is that it's just very flattering. It looks very skin-like, it has a nice skincare-like glow and it just sits on the skin in a very, very natural but still perfected way. So I got the shade 2. It's a little bit peach, but it does match me nicely. And I'm gonna put a little bit underneath my eyes. You don't need a ton of product with this stuff. And I'm also gonna put some down the bridge of my nose, around the sides of my nose, on my chin, and kind of on the sides of my mouth. Those are always the areas that I like to have just a little bit of coverage on. And to blend that out, I'm just gonna use this blending brush from Spectrum and Katie Jane Hughes. It's the 08. And I'm just gonna quickly blend it in. So this is basically my entire base. So it's very, very lightweight. It's interesting because even though I'm only putting concealer on these key parts of my face, I feel like with the combination of that tinted SPF, I get a pretty flawless look overall, but obviously with like the most minimal product. On days where I'm not wearing a lot of base makeup, I do like to use either a cream or a liquid for my bronzer. And this Milk Makeup Bionic Bronzer is one of my favorites for like my no makeup days, because it really just melts into the skin whether or not I have foundation on. But I just put a very small amount on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take this Katie Jane Hughes and Spectrum 03 brush, work the product into the brush first on the back of my hand, and then just start to blend it on the cheekbones, hairline, temples. And because I blended the product into the brush, I'm not gonna get any harsh lines. So if you find that when you apply your cream bronzer or your cream blush that you're getting like either too much product or just really harsh lines, try blending the product into the brush, working it in before you go in to apply it to your face. And that's really gonna help in just keeping everything looking seamless. And I also like to put a little bit across the bridge of my nose. I am pretty like bronze now, especially with that tinted sunscreen. So I don't feel like I need a lot of this. I just like a little bit just to kind of shape my face. Sorry, I just had to readjust you a little bit. I didn't really spend a lot of time like adjusting my setup. I kind of just threw my camera on my tripod and turned it on. So hopefully the lighting and everything is okay. So for blush, I've been using mainly cream blushes, but I've just been circling between different brands and different kinds. So I actually wanted to try a new one with you guys on camera just to kind of see what it's like. This is the Ilia Multi-Stick, and this one's in the shade Whisper. This isn't really new, but Ilia did just come out with a bunch of new multi-stick colors, and when I tried these years ago, I actually wasn't a huge fan. So I'm curious to see if the formula has changed, if my mind has changed. I'm using the shade Whisper, which is this very pretty soft coral. And let's just see what it looks like. I'm gonna just swipe it on my cheek, as you can see. This is a gorgeous color, I will say that. It definitely seems to be more of a sheer buildable blush. I'm just gonna pat it out with an angled dual fiber. I think what I didn't like about these, I honestly don't remember fully, is that I felt like they were too sheer. It's definitely not like a super crazy pigmented full-on blush, but I think if you want something super wearable, this is nice. It does feel a little bit sticky on the cheeks though, I will say that. And that's not my favorite when it comes to creams. I do prefer a formula that kind of sets down a little bit. So that's the only thing I will say that I'm noticing right now that I'm not loving. Color's pretty though. I kind of want more of a punch though. So I'm going to layer another blush, and I'm going to take this guy. This is Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush in Southbound. I've used another shade of this. I totally forget what the color is called now, but I haven't used this one yet. And I felt like this would probably complement the Whisper shade nicely. Oh my God, such a pretty shade. Another nice soft peachy pink. Really into this formula also. It blends into the skin very, very nicely. I want to be so blushy. I feel like this just makes me look alive, and I just haven't really been feeling super like upbeat and alive over the last couple of days. So I mean, this is definitely something that I need. I need a little bit of color in my face, and this is very pretty. I'm very, 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 very shiny, so I am going to knock out that shine a little bit with some powder. I do like to set at least the center of my face with a little bit of powder always. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime powder. And I'm just gonna dust that underneath the eyes, on the nose, anywhere that I kind of want to make sure it doesn't move. Basically everywhere I put the concealer. By the way, I just wanna note, it's literally incredible how much lighter I feel when I film and when I talk about makeup. Like, I genuinely feel like not all of the weight, but a little bit of the weight has been lifted, and I'm just so freaking grateful for this platform, you guys. Like, I don't want to sound too cheesy, but I just need you to know that. I don't know what I would do without it. I really don't. It means so much to me that I'm able to express myself in the ways that I want to express myself on my YouTube channel. As for the last like 9 years, especially when I go through shit like this, it's really nice to kind of have a community to be able to lean on as well. Okay. For the brows, I actually wanted to try something new. This is the Iconic London Liquid Brow Silk. It looks interesting. It's a clear brow gel, but it looks like it's gonna be like a fiber boosting brow gel. So let's see what this is gonna do. I'm just gonna push all my brow hairs up. Definitely seems like it's giving my brows some nice volume, but because it's not tinted, it's not filling them in at all. So I actually like the way it's making my brows look, but I do want a little bit more color with it. I'm gonna go in with my NYX Thick It Stick It brow gel. Just very lightly run this through just to add a little bit of something. Because I'm not really gonna be putting anything on my eyes, so especially since the makeup is so light, I do like to have a bit of a stronger brow. I'm actually not even gonna put mascara on. I'm just gonna leave my eyes empty. I kind of like the no mascara look, but I am gonna do a quick lip because I really wanted to talk about this lip oil that I've been really, really, really loving. These are the Clarins lip oils. They're called the Comfort Oils. And I have not been able to get enough of these. They are so beautiful. And this one over here is Honey, which is the clear one. But seriously, every single one is absolutely gorgeous. I actually would have preferred to show you guys one that does have a bit more of a tint, just so you could see what they look like. But I don't have them here with me, unfortunately. If you're a fan of the Dior lip oils, that type of texture, you would really, really love this. And I have been reaching for these over my Dior lip oils literally every single day. I have them in like all of my purses right now. So I'm going to just quickly line my lips with a neutral liner. This is my Nabla Long Lasting Lip Liner in Nude number 4. And then just gonna take my finger and blend the edge. I don't wanna have like an obviously defined lip, but I just want a little bit just so my lips pop, since this is clear. See how that just adds like a little bit of like a blushy color? That's what I'm looking for. And then I'm gonna go in with my Comfort Lip Oil. It smells so nice. And it gives your lips the shiniest sheen. Makes them look so juicy. And the texture is gorgeous. It smells really, really nice, and they're just fantastic. Here's the finished look. This has pretty much been the type of look that I've been loving lately, especially because it's been so hot in Montreal lately. Any type of makeup just feels like it's going to melt off of the face. So having a base that is very, very minimal is definitely key. But I mean, like, look at my skin. Even though I'm not wearing foundation, it almost looks like I'm wearing foundation in the best way. I'm just really glad I got to have this moment with you guys today. I just felt like it was so needed. The next video that you'll be seeing from me is going to be a review on the Jones Road makeup. I recently got a huge order in that I had placed like 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna be doing a big first impression, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that probably later this week. That's all I've got for you today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.